It is September 13th, 2025, alongside Duramus Yard in Shreveport, Louisiana. History is unfolding here as a special guest will be making its first ever appearance along the Meridian Speedway and recently acquired Haverty subdivision, the Royal Canadian Pacific. The luxury business train is departing on a deadhead eastbound run to Montgomery, Alabama. Since there is no available Y in Montgomery, the RCP must first utilize the Y located within the city to turn its consist in the correct order. After its departure, we would reposition to the west leg of the Y in Shreveport. We find the Sanford Fleming, or CP-1, would crew aboard, plus a man on the ground spotting the shove move. This original New York Central sleeper was heavily modified by the Canadian National to become an inspection car. There, it received its theater-style seating and glass plate window on the rear. The Canadian Pacific acquired the car in 2013, sprucing up the interior for executive runs. Also included is a 24/7 GPS tracker, Wi-Fi, and small media center for the brass of the railway to enjoy. This same car was utilized during 2024's Final Spike Steam Tour with the Hudson Steam locomotive number 2816. Beneath the I-49 overpass, we get an up-close glimpse of the gorgeous set of F-units designed to replicate the iconic paint scheme of 1950s Canadian Pacific. The two A units, 1401 and 4107, are FP9A locomotives, and the 1900 is a F9B. All three motors are original to the CN and later transferred to Via Rail before their acquisition from Canadian Pacific. The entire power set was constructed in the 1950s. With handbrakes applied onto the passenger cars, the F units will run light across the Y to attach to the opposite end of the train. Unfortunately, the last bit of light was dwindling, so we would pack it up for home, but a few days later, we would make our way east to catch the return trip.
7050, 7050. This EP 1401, 1401 West WST. At Myrtle Wood on the Haverty subdivision. X box 2, proceed from west WST Neola. To east TST Meridian on the main. Got one box marked to authority number 7050, 7050, CP 1401, 1401 West WST at Myrtle Wood on the Haverty subdivision. Check box number 2, proceed from west WST Neola to east TST Meridian. Thank you, track 1 authority 7050, one box check box number 2. Track 1 authority number 7050. 7050 to the CP 1401, 1401 West of PST. It's okay to 1203, September 16th, 2025, JLJ. Track 1 authority number 70, 7050 to the CP 1401, 1401 West of PST. One box check box number 2, it's okay to 1203, 1203, September 16th, 2025, dispatch JLJ, outside Southern Jones. That's correct. All correct, I'll see you here in a minute. Yeah, I got two of them. Probably going to try to get something behind you there. If you would, when you get by that detector there at the 41.2, let me know and we'll copy another one for that one behind you. All right, we'll talk to you then. We'll just not out.
We have linked up with the RCP along the Haverty subdivision, CPKC's half of the Meridian and Bigby. The train departed Montgomery with a CSX crew early in the morning, and after a lunch break at the interchange in Myrtlewood, the train is back on the move with a fresh CPKC crew. With CPKC and CSX officials on board, the two companies are inspecting the current state of the route. Through traffic has already begun between the Class 1s, but both are projecting significant growth in the coming years. While ownership of the line is split between CSX and CPKC, the previous owner, Genesee and Wyoming, still oversees all local and switching duties. Both companies have allocated substantial funding towards the refurbishment of the line, with some segments already up to 40-mile-an-hour standards in Mississippi. While progress continues, it still is an interesting sight to see the RCP traversing jointed rail at 25 miles an hour. The Haverty subdivision was named after the influential KCS CEO Michael Haverty. While he is known for his great expansion into Mexico, the Meridian Speedway, and the acquisition of the Gateway Western, the joint plan with CSX and the Meridian Bigby was originally his idea. Meetings with CSX did take place around 2 decades ago, but nothing ever came out of them due to CSX just simply not wanting to play ball with KCS. Though in today's era, the mindset has changed, and as he should be, Haverty has been commemorated for it. Arriving into Meridian, Mississippi, the Haverty subdivision is coming to an end, and soon the RCP will roll onto the Meridian subdivision, the eastern half of the Speedway. The RCP would allow CSX officials to disembark the train and return to their corporate headquarters in Jacksonville, Florida. The 41B is now departing Meridian and has a clear shot the entire way to Jackson. The train will notch up and highball at 59 miles an hour all the way to High Oak Yard. Our final clip during the first day of the chase would be in Newton, alongside the Alabama and Vicksburg Depot. We would fail to get ahead of the train after this, and would have to wait until tomorrow's departure. The following morning at 0700, the 41B departs High Oak Yard for a morning run to Shreveport, Louisiana.
Cancel out 3 Point, let's head her west. All right, everybody's on board, everybody's clear 3 Point, ready to head west, understood.
We have crossed the mighty Mississippi River into Louisiana. With the river bridge having a speed restriction of 10 miles an hour, the flat farmland of the Delta makes it easy for the vintage set of F units to stretch their legs to track speed. Continuing to close the gap toward Shreveport, 41B would make a quick stop in the Monroe Yard to drop off a few passengers. This would give us ample time to set up across the Ouachita River. In West Monroe, we captured the train exiting the river bridge that was originally built in 1882. To conclude our two-day chase, we are along Jordan Street where the rails sit above the busy I-20 corridor. Arriving into Shreveport around noon, the RCP made an excellent transit time of 5 hours. I hope that you've enjoyed this footage of a historic run of this Canadian gem through the deep south of the United States. I highly encourage you to check out our chase of this train up in Canada. I'll leave a link to that video down below. But until the next time, my friends, I'll be seeing you somewhere out there along the rails, and as always, thanks for watching.